Education is not preparation for life, right? It is life itself. And man can only become man by education. So education is something that builds up the edifice of an individual's life, shapes one's life, defines one's character, morality, ideology, principles, life skills, and everything that is required to lead a life besides decorating one's own career.
Hello everyone, I'm your host Seema Chhoriya and I bring to you another inspirational episode of Great Principles. The leader is the one who out of clutter brings simplicity, out of discord, harmony, and out of difficulty, opportunity, said Albert Einstein, and who leads the way, educators. They transform the way clay into pots of knowledge. They convert the unremarkable to remarkable. And for these educators, they deserve a higher place in socio-economic leadership. Another educator joins today, bringing along with her her experience, expertise, and wisdom, born out of challenges well faced and emotions well placed. Welcome to Great Principles, Mrs. Mridula Praveen, Director and Principal, Craft World School, Kochi, Kerala. Welcome, ma'am. It's an honor to host you today.
Thank you so much, Seema, and thank you so much, Great Principles team. It's really a great pleasure to be here with you all, and I would love to share my expertise and knowledge with you. Thank you.
So let us start all where it began, ma'am, your educational journey. So to all my viewers, ma'am is a certified software professional. I'm right, ma'am?
Yeah, true, yes.
So once upon a time, I think you wished to successfully create softwares, and now today you are designing a curriculum for better learning. So what made you switch from engineering, software engineering to educational domain?
Yeah, a career switch from software engineering to be particular robotics engineering to educational domain. It is a realization that actually happened during my maternity break. So basically, I come from a less privileged middle class Orthodox family, and I'm a first generation learner, and a very first child in my family to study in an English medium school, to attain a graduate degree, to fly overseas to learn more. I fly to Singapore for my higher studies, and even receive an invited permanent residency status in that country. Even I married an interreligious and interfaith. And even I made a home, and now I raise a daughter all alone from day one. So I mentioned only a few first here, and the list goes on actually. All this happened because of education. So I really believe that education has the power to change your entire life. So starting from promoting gender equality to reducing poverty, it provides you the tools to improve the quality of life in modern society, both economically and sociologically. So I was a software engineer for close to 6 years working in Singapore until I took my maternity break. And during that break only, I realized the whole thing about the power of education. And I switched my career as a teacher in the same school, in the very same school, Craft World School. So that's how that real switching story happened. And the ability to influence others and to lead is actually some kind of addiction when you get used to it. The ability to influence others in a really better way, and the way we feel when we witness that influence in others, it's a really kind of addiction to me, and it actually converted me from a teacher to a school leader. Moreover, even I was always fond of children. Children generally are full of innocence and gives unconditional love and regards to their teachers. And they wear their hearts on their sleeves. That's what we say, right? They have boundless energy. Even you sometimes used to be disgusted by their callousness, and sometimes our hearts swell with their kindness, and we get to laugh often. So during software engineering, we always work with the computer where it never talks to us or even smiles at us. But when you work at a school, like even as a teacher or an administrator or any place, the whole thing, the whole work atmosphere makes us a better person, gives us a lot of positive energy, and even gives all of us immense satisfaction. So I'd always recommend whoever wants to switch to education, please come. You are always welcome. You're welcome aboard, and you will definitely have that different kind of gratification in your life each and every day.
Wow. I'm hearing today altogether a new definition of education. Truly, education is very, very powerful. It can
Yeah.
change the lives, it can transform the lives. And once as an educator, when you shape so many lives, that is the gratification that you feel in your heart. And today I'm really touched hearing an educator speak so profoundly about education. This really matters a lot. And it really, gives my heart, my heart skips a beat. Yes, yes, there are people for whom there is nothing more superior than education. And this is what we want to shape a better tomorrow. So wonderful to know about it, ma'am. So let us move ahead and let us know more about your team. So, ma'am, when we work with a team and the one who trusts our abilities and leadership qualities, it's not that easy always. At times, we need to understand that many people will not accept our decisions willingly. So how do you maintain an impartial approach while dealing with work-related decisions?
Yeah, true. So, like what you said, no one ever said it's easy to make decisions, especially as a school principal. Steve Jobs has once said that as a leader, if you want to make others happy, just sell ice cream. Don't be a leader. That means each and every day we keep make someone or other unhappy because of our decisions. So always we cannot take decisions which is favorable to everyone. That's what happens in a leader's life, especially the school principal's life. That's what I have felt so far. So if it was that easy, there would be lots more leaders actually and fewer followers. So of course, everyone has to make decisions in our own everyday life, and especially when you're a school principal, as I said, the difference is that your decisions affect many other people's lives, and everyone is watching while you make them. Some even hoping you will blow it. So nevertheless, if you want to be a leader, you have to make tough choices, and even have to solve real problems, make good decisions, and make those decisions in a timely manner. So when it's time to bite the bullet, there is no magic to decision making. Everyone follows essentially the same process, I guess. Especially effective school principals just do it better, quicker, and easier than most. So I just follow actually 10 classic steps in decision making. I would just go through it very fastly, quickly. So first, what we have to do is acknowledge that a decision needs to be made and identify the issues. That means you have to take ownership of the problem first. Then define the limits of that issue or the problem. Gather some data, frame the questions, then clarify the issues involved, sort out the cause and effect, name the parts of the problem as such, and search for solutions. I used to list out all the alternative remedies or course of actions, develop a pool of possibilities and all. Then I narrow down the list. Then I test the possibilities. Then I select the best out of it, the preferred solution. Then I start taking action. And we have to evaluate the results also, and maintain if whether the solution is working or not, or else we have to modify and adjust it according to the results. So maybe the shorthand process of the decision making maybe can be said something like, what's wrong, what are the solution choices, what's best out of it, and let's do it. So when we do so, whether decisions are based on intelligence, input, or maybe the intuition, not all of them are going to work out. So every school leader or a leader sometimes makes a dumb decision also. So when this happens, the important thing is to accept that blame without shame, learn the lessons that failure teaches us, and move on. And deciding things is not actually what leaders do. The process is basically the same in all fields, I guess, not only as a school principal. So what's different for school leaders is that although I have many choices and decisions to make, I have to keep only one standard and I have to apply that standard. That standard is what's best for kids. That's what I have been doing all through the week.
So very beautifully, ma'am, you have listed down magic formula to take the right decision. And to all my dear leaders, decision making is a skill which can be learned over time. And as ma'am mentioned, when you have the child at the epicenter, your decisions are always going to be in the right direction. So going ahead in our conversation now, so ma'am, to be a successful leaders, we win applauds and we get recognition, we get certified, and that is how people know about us, right? So these awards somewhere give us a statement that yes, you are worthy enough. So tell me, which awards make you feel that it was all worth it?
Yeah, as you said, everyone on planet Earth has a desire to be recognized and validated. Actually, it makes us, all of us, definitely including me, feel proud, happy, overwhelmed, and even delighted. So it actually boosts our confidence and pushes us to do more and beyond. Leading the school during this pandemic was so struggling and challenging. So each of the award that I have mentioned, I have received already has contributed to my inspiration and purpose. So I cannot just say that this is the one that actually touched me, but the awards that I received during this pandemic year was, I felt so boosting my confidence because as I told you, the gratification actually occurs when the kids are in school. So when they are not around, we are just, again, like I said, as a software engineer, how I used to work in front of a computer, that's the same thing that has been happening for the last 2 years. And we really cannot get the results as expected because kids cannot give the results through a screen, or we cannot really see their smiles. So we were losing inspiration day by day because all the walls were so silent, the whole building was so silent, the classrooms were silent, and I was feeling so demotivated, and I felt so struggling to get up in the morning and come to school. So definitely the awards that I received during the pandemics meant a lot. And speaking of the awards and laurels, actually the best award is when a child says when he or she wants to stay more time at school, or when he or she wants to come to school even during holidays. So there were a lot of incidents when children cried, yelling, they want to stay some more time at school. And that is the real award that you get from your work. And I'm so fortunate to, lucky to witness a lot of such incidents in my school. And I always believe that the higher we are placed, the more humbly we should walk. So, and all these awards are reminders that you are now more responsible to give back to the society that we live in and to the school that we work in. That's it. Yeah.
Very rightly said, ma'am. Every award is a benchmark that, yes, now you have to do a little more.
True.
To give back to the society. And I can truly relate, how much it would deepen, it would hurt to see the empty classroom, no noise, no smiling faces. We truly miss that human touch, human touch was really missing in these days. Our children miss that lot too. And yes, all the children are looking forward, and hopefully the new year brings auspiciousness and returns everyone to the school mode.
Absolutely, yes.
So going ahead now, ma'am, so talking about the rise and fall, the gain and losses, and we all have, some highs and lows in our life, but there is someone to hold, advise, support, and guide us in all the tough times. So tell me that educationist you look upon for your advice and support.
Of course, yeah, I'm so proud actually to say about this. Advocate Seema Chhoriya is my go-to person. He is the managing trustee of our school, and he's a practicing lawyer here in High Court in Kerala. He's leading a professional MBA college as well. So even with his busy schedule, he has been always by my side all through my leadership journey, providing me that much needed encouragement and motivation that I require from time to time. And I am actually the youngest principal in town. And I don't know, actually, these critical thinking skills and problem solving sometimes never gets easy for me, not like the other principals that are in other schools. So he is the one who actually always been by my side, giving me all hints and points out what are the possibilities, what are the risks involved in each and every situation. So he compels me to take chances, to take risks and believe in myself. Usually we are often blind to our own faults, right? And we can chalk that up to being human. But as my mentor maybe and guide, sir assesses all my abilities and judge me very, very precisely straight away. He pinpoints where I go wrong and gives me very honest feedback straight away. So in fact, he often acts as a sounding board that I can bounce ideas off. I can try out various concepts on him, and he can give me his take on the same, and as to whether the idea or the concept is a viable one or not. So he is definitely go-to person for me, Advocate Seema Chhoriya.
Wonderful, ma'am. It's so great to have someone always there to guide you, support you, and tell you where you went wrong. And this is, so you can always take a step ahead. If you will fall, also someone is there to lift you up. So wonderful, ma'am. And yes, congratulations on being the youngest principal. So great that this even I was not aware of it. So it was good to know about this fact of yours.
Thank you.
Now let us reveal a few more fun facts. So we have reached to the very interesting segment of the show, which is called Rapid Fire Round. So I'll be asking you questions and you have to answer it very, very fast, and that too in a word or a statement maximum, not more than that.
All right, I'll try to.
All right, so here goes the first question. You spend your recreational time indulging in activities like? Reading and writing.
All
right, reading and writing. Tell us about a funny incident in your life.
When I just funny incident in my school, maybe we have a lot of twins in this school, and I used to always misidentify them, take the other one to the washroom, or take the talk to the other person in a way that they really get confused whether they themselves actually forgets their own names. And that's what actually makes and most funniest thing that has happened recently, I guess just yesterday or day before yesterday. I just got one of the twins wanted to go to washroom, and it was Christmas celebrations here, and I just took the other one to the washroom, and she didn't want to. And we came out, but the other one has already peed on the carpet. So it was actually a funny one that I couldn't actually recognize the twins.
Absolutely. Can't imagine the situation where the child said, I already leaked, I cannot anymore.
And that's what happened day before yesterday.
All right, moving ahead to the next question. Who is your favorite singer or song, Indian or international?
Is K.S. Chitra. She's, I guess you also know about her, the Nightingale of India. That's what she's known of. She's a Malayali from our own state. She's my favorite singer. K.S. Chitra.
K.S. Chitra, wonderful. So K.S. Chitra is ma'am's favorite singer. Going ahead, your most liked dish you cook, any cuisine?
The most liked dish is Kerala cuisine itself. I love the pulisheri, something which is really sour that you make with curd. I'm a dairy lover and I love curd, so I just add curd to all my dishes. So I definitely say pulisheri. That's what we say. A sour curry dish that we pour on the rice and have it in the afternoons.
Wonderful. And a cup of curd is always very good for your gut. Wonderful. So going ahead, can you share something that you have written or composed?
Yeah, I have been recently writing a lot, and I have been posting in my FB page and also in my blog. So what I have written is the recent topic of these Indian CEOs who has been, topping the world companies, global companies in US. So I was really feeling pathetic about India's economic system and the political parties' influence on, all these very good, talented graduates are flying overseas and getting to the top of the global companies and leading those companies from there. So why our talented minds are always leaving India and then becoming the best of them, best in their profession in a global scenario? So what is India lacking, and why we should have this kind of system in our country, which actually takes away all the gifted minds? Even I was also studying in Singapore, and if I would have been there, I would be in another position there and serving that company in that country. So what is lacking in India? So it's time. There is no lack of resources or talents in India. So what is actually affecting is the policy, and policymakers have to wake up. So that's the recent post I have done in my Facebook, I guess. Yeah.
That's truly a thought-provoking question, ma'am. Even we wonder at times, what is that is lacking? We have such good talent, such good teachers, and luckily, fortunately, NEP has come up. Government is taking a step forward. Maybe things will change. It will turn around, and maybe we'll see a better future in the next year now. So hopefully, hoping best for everything. Now coming to the last question in this segment is, reading opens the pathways to fill in the blanks. Complete it.
Imagination, creativity, problem solving skills, resilience, everything. Reading is what actually makes you, think and act uniquely.
Wonderful, and you live so many lives when you read a book.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
There are so many things, so many characters just flows in you, and that is how you start enacting yourself. Wonderful. It was great to know you in this segment. This brings to me to the last question of the show, which is called Viewer's Choice Question. My viewers keep on sending me a lot of questions, and this one I have picked for you. They say that formal education imparts knowledge that ensures job. Informal education imparts skills that you are fit to live and work in the society, and both are equally important. So which are the basic qualities our children should possess as an outcome of their education?
Education is not preparation for life, right? It is life itself. And man can only become man by education. So education is something that builds up the edifice of an individual's life, shapes one's life, defines one's character, morality, ideology, principles, life skills, and everything that is required to lead a life besides decorating one's own career. So when a child walks into the classroom for the first time and sits on a chair behind a desk, the child actually gets introduced to the window of knowledge to make his or her life brighter. So it is something beyond ranks, beyond marks or grades or test scores. It is beyond good and bad handwriting, and it's beyond doing homework on time and or maybe getting all spellings correct. It's beyond all this. So education is perhaps education in school that a child gets the first taste of success and failure, good manners and bad habits, friendships, competitions, compassion and care, and even some jealousy and arrogance that they really cannot tolerate. So all these are learned from school or from through education or through learning. So starting from learning the art to think critically, to striving to achieve higher standards, to meeting challenges and developing citizenship and basic values to socializing, education provides it all. Thus, education is a necessity for all children as it ensures the development of their cognitive, social, emotional, cultural, and physical skills, preparing them for a further academic career, carving their character, developing their personality, and even setting them up for facing the challenges in life. So sound knowledge of language and arithmetic, values and ethics help a child grow from all facets and become successful in every sphere of professional and personal life. So that's what I just want everyone who walks out of the school, walks out of education, even if it's homeschooling, should be prepared of, to think critically, to decide properly, and to become successful in every sphere of professional and personal life.
Certainly, and that is what ma'am rightly said. Education is a necessity. It is as important as eating and breathing. So, education should be like breathing. You don't compel yourself, you automatically do it. And similarly, it's high time that the entire society start thinking that education is of prime importance. We always fade away just from one thing, and that is education. We just pull it off always. So why is it so? Education should be at the center. It should be of prime importance. It should be engraved in our minds that without education, we cannot be a better human. So wonderful, ma'am. Today, you really showed us what true education is, what true educator is, how to make the right decisions, and how reading changed the life of people. So it was a wonderful, insightful conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed, and it was a delight to hear you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me. And even I enjoyed all your questions. It was the need of the hour. Each and every question was so relevant to the present education system. And let's all hope that this new NEP is going to have this drastic change and fill all the gaps in our education system where all the talented minds and the gifted minds can survive in their own home country.
Wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time with us.